Hello and welcome to today's review. You may note that I'm wearing a more formal attire and not wearing my hat. There is a reason for that, a very important one at that. I am reviewing a special book today, a book I just read, therefore everything is still fresh in my mind. The book I am reading and reviewing is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Now, if you don't know who John Green is, then you really have to get out of that rock you're living under, because John Green is a famous YouTuber along with his brother Hank. They have a channel called Vlog Brothers, which I will leave a link to under this set of videos, since I am sure this will be a more than one part. Now, John Green, I was not always a fan of him and never read a book of his before, and I made sure that I learned nothing about this book except for the fact that it's about a 15-year-old girl, because of I watched a video where he mentioned it, but he didn't give any other spoilers, so I had no idea what this book was about. The only thing I knew was the name, The Fault in Our Stars, and what it looked like. Allow me to begin my review. So now we begin. And for the first time, I'm reviewing a book that I actually have to say there's nothing wrong with it. I can't say there's anything wrong or confusing about it. So, we'll start. This is a library copy, so excuse the library garb on it. But, okay, so you have, The Fault in Our Stars, John Green. And on the cover you have the reviews, which is weird because I never knew that you could review a book before it was released. That's a joke, I know you could. Electric, filled with staccato bursts of humor and tragedy, Jodi Picoult. And it's a New York Times best-selling author of Looking for Alaska, John Green. The side cover pretty good. Again, sorry for the library thing. I didn't purchase it because I intended on getting a copy from my friend, but I set up a hold at the library and this came first. So the back says, praise for the book, a novel of life and death and the people caught in between. Fault in Our Stars is John Green at its best. You laugh, you cry, and then you come back for more. Marcus Zusak, best-selling and Prince Honor, winning author of The Book Thief. There are other ones. You have the Jodi Picoult one, and then you have John Green writes incredible honest truths about the secret hearts of human beings. He makes me laugh and gasp at the beauty of a sentence or twist of a tale. He is one of the best writers alive, and I'm seething with envy of his talent. E. Lockhart, winning author of The Irrefutable History of Frankie Landau Banks and The Boyfriend List. Okay, so I guess I can begin the review. Well, it's a good book. The book is about a 15-year-old girl named Hazel, and she spends most of her life currently kind of like Bella from Twilight when Edward left, except a lot less comatose. You think a girl with cancer would be a lot more comatose and antisocial than the girl whose boyfriend left? Well, she's not actually. She's actually less. So, and then in the book, her support group that she hates going to, one of the kids in the support group, a half-blind kid, brings one of his friends, named Augustus Waters. He has cancer and a prosthetic leg. Yeah, I found out an odd bit to it. So, he is happy. He describes his life as a roller coaster that's only going up. So, it could be an up escalator. If you can't go down those without hurting yourself. But whatever. So, she falls in love with him. And, they do describe what Hazel looks like in the book, which I like. It's, Natalie Portman with green eyes. And 15. I can see it. They don't really describe Augustus like they don't give you an actor that you know what the actor looks like. I mean, I had ideas in my head of what Hazel looked like before they mentioned the Natalie Portman thing. But whatever. So, they go to Portman, they introduce themselves with age, name, and diagnosis. If I had cancer, I'd definitely go to that support group. And, yeah, if I had cancer, with my luck, it'd be a very bad cancer. Because I am not a very lucky person. I'd probably introduce myself like Michael, 15, and my diagnosis would be, probably like, lymphoma or something. And then, and then you say how you're doing today. And I'd say I'm doing terrible because I have cancer. That wasn't a joke. That was not a joke. I'm saying that is honestly what I would do in that support group. So anyway, she introduces him to a book that she likes by an author who dropped off the face of the earth. And I'm going to stop here for a second. Spoiler alert. Again, you're watching a review, so I guess you want to know what happens, but spoiler alert. I'm going to ruin the entire book because that is what a review does. Okay, so back to the main part of the review. Okay, so the book she likes and book he likes, she reads like the entire series in a day. So it's nice, I guess, that she read an entire book series in a day. I could do that. Of course, I have a lot less time on my hands. So he reads the book and he likes it, and they both like fall in love with the author. And so she finds out where the author lives in the Netherlands, and she used her cancer wish from the the Wish Foundation to go to Disney World. And honestly, he predicted. It's like they're talking about it. It's like, you know how cancer kids get a wish, yeah? I haven't used mine. Did you use yours? You didn't use it to go to Disneyland, did you? Maybe. How funny. Well, anyway, so he didn't use his wish, and they go to the Netherlands. Of course, before they leave, it's not before their half-blind friend becomes fully blind. And Hazel has a cancer scare in the hospital where she stopped being able to breathe because her lungs filled with fluid. She has thyroid cancer and fluid in her lungs, and then she has to sleep on a machine. This is not even the worst part of the book. When I read it, I didn't want it to end. If it ended there, I probably would have been angry, but at least it would have been okay. So, anyway, farther into the book, they go to the Netherlands, and they meet the author. Oh, but before they do that, they go out to dinner the night before. And Gus, the guy with cancer who she falls in love with, he wears his funeral suit. And no, that is not the suit he wears to funerals. It's the suit that he's going to be wearing at his funeral. Yeah, it's very sad. So anyway, they go to his house, and the author is a complete freaking douchebag. And I'm not lying. They call him ass clown, and that's the only really curse word one. And his assistant resigns because he's that much of a douche. It's honestly hilarious. So, I'm going to take the time to stop now, since that was the big That was the big climax of, because they all get pissed off and storm out and go to the Anne Frank house, where her and Gus kiss under a video of Otto Frank talking about his dead daughter. Honestly, if you read it, you find it touching. So I'm going to take a break now. I need to ask you a question. If you have read this book, or from what you've heard so far, what do you think you would do in either Hazel's or Gus's position? Feel free to open up a new tab on your preferred web browser and read the synopsis of the book. You're not spoiling it for me. And tell me what you would do in their position. Okay, I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that. For now, over and out.